Hello, boys and girls. As you know, I will be out on Friday, October 28th. And I'm recording this. It doesn't matter when you watch it as long as you get it watched for class and you log your time. Make sure you are listening carefully, you are prepared, and you're always ready to learn. So let's look at our warm up. A person pushing a baby in a stroller chooses to use the ramp to enter the building. How is the ramp making work easier for the person pushing? What type of simple machine is that? So I want you to think about that. How is the ramp? The ramp is what type of simple machine that makes it easier to push the stroller and change the position? I want you to think about those. So today we're going to learn about gravity acting on objects so that you can describe how gravity acts on objects, and you will know that you got it if you can describe an example of how gravity acts on an object. Vocabulary that you will need to know: motion, which is the act of moving, a change in its object's position. Force is a push or pull of an object. Gravity is a force that pulls things toward the earth. What is gravity? The ball falls down to the ground because of gravity. Gravity is a force that pulls objects together. Earth's gravity pulls everything downward. Without it, everything on our planet would float away. That's how we are on the ground, and that we're not floating. That's why everything around us is not floating, because of gravity. It keeps us downward. What is gravity? Remember that mass is the amount of matter in an object. All things have matter, so all things have mass. But some things have a greater mass than others. The greater the mass, the stronger the force of gravity. Which has more mass? Think about it. This pencil spinning in a circle, or jumping up and down with the book? Which has more mass? I want you to look at your pictures. Just think about those. There's some more. Which has more mass? You have your bowling balls and you have your basketballs. Okay, think about a bowling ball and how it spins in a circle when it's going down the lane, and then your basketball, and you're bouncing it up and down. So, which has more mass? Even though they may be the same size, they have a different mass. The more mass, the more force of gravity. Look at these two pictures. Think about which one has more mass. The moon has less mass than the Earth, so the force of gravity there is much weaker. The moon does have some gravity. That is why astronauts can jump high on the moon but do not float away. What is gravity? Gravity keeps our universe together. On Earth, it keeps us on the ground and prevents us from floating off the surface. Could you imagine if we were floating everywhere? That would be strange. Okay, so here's a little experiment you can try. You can put a pencil on the table. Does it move? Why do you think that happens? And then in the second picture, if you gently push the pencil off the edge of the table, what happens? And why do you think that happens? So I want y'all to try that at home. Get a pencil and put it on a table. So look at this. What is gravity? Draw an arrow to show which way gravity is pulling the person. Which way is it pulling the person? It's keeping them down. What is gravity? The dog jumps up to catch the ball. What do you predict will happen next? And how does gravity affect the motion of the dog? I want you to think about those and think about what's going to happen next and how does gravity affect the motion of the dog. Just think about when we jump, what happens and why does that happen to us? It's the same thing with the dog. And we won't be doing breakout rooms. So I want you to think about it. How does gravity affect the motion of the kid on the trampoline? Look at this kid on the trampoline. If you've been on a trampoline, kind of think about it. Think about your own personal experience and what does and think about the effect that gravity has on the motion of the kid on the trampoline. Think about you whenever you've been on a trampoline and what that's like. Okay, that is it for today for science, and I will see you on Monday. Everyone have a great weekend.